Disneyland Park, the original theme park. If it wasn't for Walt's vision to open this park back in the 1950s, we probably wouldn't have any of the incredible theme parks we all know and love today. Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California is now home to over 30 different rides and attractions, and we are going to rank them all. So here is every ride ranked at Disneyland Park. It's an opening day classic with gorgeous craftsmanship, but overall it's just a carousel. Historically important. I mean, it's the carousel Walt rode. What's cooler than that? An iconic Disneyland ride, but again, it's just teacups. Fun and nostalgic, but mechanically simple compared to everything else in the park. A childhood rite of passage, beautifully iconic, but in terms of thrill or innovation, it's identical to many other spinner rides. It is the staple version of an aerial carousel, but that's about it. A visually iconic spinner, but the ride is cramped, spins slowly, and has a notoriously uncomfortable seating setup. It's fine, but definitely lower tier and nowhere near as good as the one in Orlando. A fun, tiny coaster, perfect for kids graduating into their first big ride. But it's extremely short, cute theme, and it is a good ride, but nothing special in the end. A Disney classic, and one of the most visually iconic rides ever. A gorgeous facade, catchy soundtrack, but let's be honest, the ride is long and repetitive and outdated. But you have to respect it for what it is and the legacy it created for Disney parks. This includes the Mark Twain Riverboat, Davy Crockett Canoes, and Sailing Ship Columbia. They all follow the same track, so I figured I would rank them in the same place. These rides are peaceful, scenic, and nostalgic, perfect for relaxing, but not something you prioritize. However, having experiences like this in a park at this scale is amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. An adorable, fun train ride, a classic kiddie ride with surprisingly good views. Sure, you can debate if it's a credit, but it's a Disneyland classic you can never pass up. A classic motion simulator with humor, charm, and random scenes. Still fun, but the motion sim format feels outdated compared to newer Star Wars attractions, especially within the same park. It's never a must ride, but I'll never pass it up if it has a short wait. Honestly, this is the textbook definition of a Disney ride. A slow-moving boat ride through the magical world of Disney's animated films. It's just great. You can't go wrong with the classics. You gotta love the charm of all of the Fantasyland dark rides. The ride has beautiful projections, smooth effects, and a charming retelling of the story. Still short and personally nowhere near as good as it once was, but you can't go wrong with it. Interactive and fun, especially with a great crew, but the gameplay can feel repetitive. The cockpit is stunning, and the ride itself is a ton of fun, but compared to Rise, it's heavily overshadowed. A nostalgic staple. The ride is great, its natural setting is perfect, and the small bits of theming throughout the ride are such a nice touch. But mechanically, it's dated and doesn't offer much beyond that classic feel. But it is still one of my favorites. The ride itself is great, it's thrilling, the animatronics are amazing when they work, and it is a fun ride at the end of the day. However, I still feel the ride is a shadow of its former self. Most of the time, something major is broken, and you just get too wet on this ride to where it's not even enjoyable. Such a classic attraction that truly is a timeless ride. A classic suspended system with great sets you can't go wrong with. Now the ride is extremely short and that wait honestly makes me enjoy the ride less, but it's a staple and you can't go wrong with it. A surprisingly and genuinely dark and underrated classic Fantasyland dark ride. Fast-paced scenes, memorable sets, and great storytelling. Even if the ride is short, you can't go wrong with its timeless nature. Another just all-around good ride. The humor, animatronics, and charm make it amazing, but the ride relies heavily on the cast members' performance, and I feel that this version is subpar compared to Florida's, but it is a great ride at the end of the day. This ride is so fun. There's not much to it, but the wide scenes with great uses of projections, practical sets, and animatronics just make it a true classic. One of Disneyland's most unique dark rides, with its outdoor portion, vibrant sets, and pure classic charm. Weird, whimsical, and distinctively Disneyland. Just a perfect attraction for a park like this. A visually immersive journey under the sea. The sets are great, the ride is extremely long, and honestly, the tech on this ride still holds up decades later. It's a truly underrated attraction. A good old classic shooter ride with free aiming blasters and great re-rideability. Super fun, competitive, and often addictive. I love a good interactive dark ride that relies solely on physical sets, and this ride will never get old. We kick off the top 10 with one of the most detailed dark rides Disney's ever built. The spinning adds chaos, the sets are massive, and the story is hilarious. Plus there are some genuinely impressive effects used on this attraction. Honestly, it's a home run, and such a great ride overall. the wildest ride in the wilderness. Thrilling, smooth, re-rideable, and beautifully themed. Great long layout with some surprising airtime pops and close near misses. It's an all-around great roller coaster. A trackless dark ride packed with energy, gags, and cartoon chaos. It's technologically impressive, all-around enjoyable, and just the perfect dark ride for all ages. This version especially just shows what this attraction is all about. It's just a fun, whimsical dark ride. Pirates of the Caribbean is without a doubt one of the greatest attractions ever created. The way it transitions through so many distinct scenes feels effortless, and even though the ride moves at a slow pace, it fits the experience perfectly. You begin with that eerie, mysterious atmosphere, floating through dimly lit caves, hearing ghostly calls from the past, before suddenly entering a lively world where pirates have completely taken over. All set to that iconic, unforgettable soundtrack. This attraction is truly timeless. It doesn't just hold up, it remains flawless, and it always will. This might just be the weirdest, most chaotic dark ride ever created, and that's exactly what makes it so incredible. The theme alone is wild. You play as a literal toad with a reckless driving addiction who causes so much chaos around town that a judge sentences you straight to hell. You die and wake up in the underworld. And yes, this is a ride at a Disney park. It's bizarre, it's hilarious, and it absolutely earns a spot in the top 10. There really isn't much that tops the Haunted Mansion. It's the perfect balance of spooky and silly, creepy enough to give you chills, but playful enough for all ages to enjoy. The effect still holds up decades later, the sets are absolutely stunning, and the overall atmosphere is unmatched. There's truly nothing like gliding through the mansion's halls. It's pure Disney magic from beginning to end, and since this is the original version, it feels even more iconic. It's a great ride that'll never lose its charm. Space Mountain doesn't need much explanation. Speeding through complete darkness with that iconic soundtrack blasting in the background instantly makes it one of the best rides ever created. For a coaster that doesn't rely on huge drops or extreme elements, it delivers an incredible amount of thrill purely through its presentation. It never stops being fun. You can ride it all day, and every single time you hit that brake run, you've got a smile on your face. Matterhorn Bobsleds is the original, quite literally the first ever steel coaster. Without this ride, we wouldn't have most of the coasters we enjoy today. Sure, it's rough, it's janky, it's bumpy, but that's part of its charm. The fact that we can still ride something like this in the modern era is honestly incredible. You rave through a splashdown track that dives underwater, weave your way through a fully man-made mountain, encounter impressive animatronics, and fly through tight turns that make you question your own safety, and that's exactly what makes it so thrilling. It's one of the coolest attractions ever built. I adore the Matterhorn Bobsleds, and I always will. Indiana Jones Adventure is the perfect example of how to make a dark ride feel more thrilling than almost anything else out there. Racing through the Temple of the Forbidden Eye with Indy, weaving past massive set pieces that tower right in front of you, and experiencing a blend of stunning projection effects and impressive animatronics. It's non-stop action from beginning to end. The pitch black sections genuinely leave you on edge, and the overall immersion is unmatched. This attraction is incredible in every way. It's one of the most ambitious, high energy, and immersive rides Disney has ever created. There really isn't anything better than Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. From the moment you step into the queue, you're fully immersed in a story that feels absolutely flawless. You get multiple pre-shows, one of which is practically a full ride on its own, and it all leads into the most immersive attraction ever created. Honestly, it's unbelievable that this ride even exists. It's one of, if not the coolest attractions on the planet. And as much as I love every other ride at Disneyland, Rise of the Resistance operates on a completely different level. So there we have it, every ride at Disneyland ranked. Let me know your rankings or your thoughts in the comment section down below. Everyone's going to have different opinions, and this is just mine. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more like it, then go ahead and subscribe. That is the best way you can help us out here at Theme Park Hunting. And as always, this was Hunter, and I'll see you all later.